Still getting applause here in the second week after I'm calling plays, but we'll see as that goes. The first thing I do want to do is introduce our offensive staff. I'm kind of looking around at a lot of the guys over here, but if you guys would come up here, it'd be great. First guy walking up, who looks almost as healthy as I do, is David Sloan, who's our new tight end coach. Works assistant special teams as well. David, we'll talk a little more about him later, but he's walking into a great situation with his tight ends. Billy Lynch, our wide receiver coach, who I think you met for the first time last year here. And I'm excited to have Billy back. He's also our recruiting coordinator. Next is Ronnie Van Clair, our offensive line coach. Ronnie he's got a great pedigree, and he's got an even greater task ahead of him this year. But we're awfully excited about that. And then two of our younger guys, Ryan Cantrell is one of our offensive GAs, and he is also working with the offensive line this year. And then AJ Stewart, who we just hired, and so give him a nice Texas welcome. He's only our first one, and he is going to work with the running backs. He's going to work with me this year. So we're excited to have him. As far as the direction of our offense, we're going to be very similar to a year ago. You know, this is probably, for our players, the most continuity that they've had on offense in the last 6 or 7 years. For the most part, 3 years in a row in the same offense, certainly 2 years in a row with the same signal caller. And so that is a big part to them. They're very comfortable. And what it really allows us to do is to take some bigger steps. You know, we really had to take baby steps, just like with anything. When you're first starting something new, you got to learn. You got to do it over and over and over again. And so now maybe we can take some bigger steps, and we're excited about that. The guys that we're coaching this year, obviously at wide receiver, we've moved, and it's been talked about. Sam McGuffey's moving out there and working in the slot quite a bit, and we'll do a lot of different things with Sam. His speed is not unique just to Rice, but to college football. And so we're going to find a lot of ways to get him the ball in some space and to do some things. The emergence of Jordan Taylor, certainly through the season last year, coming off an injury early in camp, before camp even started actually at home, he didn't play right away, didn't get camp. He's now had a whole year. He's developed into a great wide receiver, and you're going to see some big plays out of those two guys. The position that everybody talks about for us is our tight ends, and I'm excited as anybody about them. Vance McDonald in his senior year, Luke Wilson in his senior year, Taylor Cook making a full-time transition from quarterback in his senior year, and those three guys are the leaders of our offense. They're big targets. They're not slow by any stretch of the imagination. They're guys we're going to get the ball to early, often, and when it really matters. I mean, we're going to get the ball in the hands of guys that can make plays. So they're going to be a big part of that. Probably one of the most important things in any offense at any level, in any style of offense, is that quarterback position. And to have Taylor McCard coming back, who has a year of experience, who has a year of big-time maturity. He's a different individual than he was a year ago, and we're excited about that. And then to have him backed up by a guy right now in Dreyfus Jackson, who redshirted last year, but even though didn't maybe have the spring he wanted or that we thought he might have, has not relinquished the position either. And he will have a role in our offense as well, very dynamic. So we're really excited about that. At the running back position that I'm now fortunate enough to coach, we've got a great player in Charles Ross, who's now healthy. Tore his hamstring in game 4 last year, and we never saw him again. Okay, and he had a great spring. He's had a very good summer. We're excited about him. To have big, powerful backs like he and Jeremy Eddington, and then a freshman, Brandon Hamilton, who we've heard nothing but great things about all summer long, even though we haven't been able to work with him. And then obviously the guy that everybody knows right now, Turner Peterson, as a Wildcat type quarterback and running back and Mr. Everything, and does a lot of different things. And the maturity of Turner to give up his number that he's worn for 3 years and going back to high school, and now honor King Hill with wearing his number for his junior year, and then hopefully into his senior year. And he's going to be a big part. So I really am excited. I'm talking a lot, probably not exactly what Coach had in mind, but I got to tell you, I'm excited. We got a chance to be as consistent as we were a year ago, but with the opportunity for some big plays. And I think you're going to see us trying to play fast and trying to confuse the defense, and at the same time knowing what we're doing and trying to make some big plays. And our whole motto and our whole hope up front, as those offensive linemen mature, is we're going to make teams say, hey, no mas, no more. All right, they don't want to see us anymore. And so we're excited to get that started. We're excited to see y'all out there because we need you. You know, those guys love seeing people in the seeing fans in the stands and making noise and just knowing that people care about what they're doing. So thank you very much, and we're excited for the year.